fún mi ní kíní ẹ̀. Go ahead. Bọ́lẹ̀. Ọ̀rẹ́ fa wàhálà. Yàgbà.
Hello. Hello.
Hi.
Hello. Happy New Year to you all. Welcome to 2021. You're all welcome to 2021. You're all welcome. You're all welcome. Yeah.
Ẹran tó ṣàtìbí ti pọ̀ jù. Ṣé bí nǹkan tá a fẹ́ jẹ lélẹ̀? Tá a bá fẹ́ jẹ ráìsì nǹkan.
Hello. Let's mute our mic, please. Let's mute at least one house, please. Please. Okay, we'll start exactly by 12. We have just a minute to 12. Once it's 12, we're kicking off with prayer to thank God for all He has done for the previous year and commit the year into His hand. He's the author of wisdom, the one that gives us power to create words. He will commit the year into His hand. I know He will do us good this year. He has promised He will do us a new thing, and that new thing will come. Your finance will turn around, your investment will grow. This year we will smile again. He has surprised us in 2020. 2021 will be better than 2020. God will see us through this year in Jesus' name. Yes, I want to start. I want to just pray for somebody in the house that can pray for us. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, let somebody in the house pray for us to start today. Let somebody in the house pray for us. Yeah.
Heavenly Father, we thank you. Hello?
Go ahead, sir. We are hearing you, sir. Pray
Heavenly
for us. Yeah.
Father, we thank you. We give you all the glory. We thank you, Lord, for allowing us to see 2021. Lord, we pray that all what we are going to be doing this year is going to be prosperous in the name of Jesus.
Amen.
All we are asking for is for the wisdom and understanding to understand what our investments are. I pray all we've gathered, we never lose them this year in the name of Jesus. The Lord will be with us. As we are about to commence this program, Lord, give us the wisdom and understanding to understand. I also want to pray for the organizers of this program, that the Lord will continue to strengthen them and empower them. All they've invested, both their money, their time, oh Lord, will never be lost in the name of Jesus. I pray at the end of it all, we give glory and honor to the Father. In Jesus' mighty name I pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much. Again, welcome to 2021. God bless you all. Yes,
Amen.
we are kicking off with the review of the markets. And the year, we have reviewed the year before now. Let's review the markets for the week that closed yesterday, 8th of January. I will tell you, the week that closed yesterday was really a missed week. But the good thing is that the trading pattern in the market has changed. That's why that the market for the week lost 0.37. I will tell you that trading pattern is what we're going to discuss today before we enter into the question and answer, and how also to position for the year. I will also say that people that attended the Invest 2021, I will say by now, many of them have been calling that they are smiling, because out of the 10 stocks we have recommended for Invest 2021, I will tell you as we speak now that about 4 to 5 has actually touched the target for the year, and our projection is for 150 days. That means if you have not yet in those stocks, you can still have the opportunity to buy into those stocks as we speak now. Yes, looking at the market, I will tell you that there is a sign that this first quarter of 2021 will remain bullish. But the only factors that is a major concern to me and others there is policy change. If you look at the factors that drove the market for the year 2020, I will tell you they are still intact. And the most important ones are the interest rate and the crude oil price. As we speak now, crude oil price is at a pre-coronavirus around the 55.9 as of today. That is where crude oil is selling. and interest remain low. Other factors that we know, expected earnings, they are good. But the two major factors that really support our market anytime, go to the history of Nigeria stock market. In 2006, now we have a low interest rate, market was up. That's also a period Soludo do call bank recapitalization. Check all the years that we have a low interest rate in our market since 1999. There's always an up market when we have low interest rate, and that's what we're experiencing for now. Last year it was something else that for almost 15 years we had it for the first time. The interest rate in money market have dropped from as high as 15 to almost 0.15 before they jack it up again to 3.2. This is what is attractive in the market as we speak now. For me, these factors are still there. But the only thing that I'm looking at is the MPC coming on the 20th, 21st for January, which is the first for this year. If there's any alteration in this, it might shake the market out. That means you as an investor, because you know your position you are taking, if you are in those penny stocks that are rising now, that's why I said the pattern has changed. Toward the end of the year 2020, it was the high cap stocks that really pushed the market up to where we closed the year positive, which for all rejoicing that we made about 50.03% for the year. As we speak now, in the first trading week of 2021, there's a change in pattern. It's the low cap stock that dominated in terms of per capita appreciation. For me, they are the one growing now, the one appreciating now. Tell you that it's a pointer that yes, the economies also we're looking at before the end of the second half of this year, might see a good economy coming from out of recession, which is possible because you can see that both globally there's a projection that the global economy will turn positive, return about 4 point something for the year. Then okay, we're projecting that our own in Nigeria should also project around the 1%, which is good. But I'm telling you, as we speak, if you look at this December, Purchasing Manager Index, there's a little contraction again. In November, we came out of production where we had about 50.2%, but now it has gone back to around 49.6. Noted that despite the festive period that December will add a decline in productivity and output in terms of industrial. It tells you that it's a little concern for me. But as far as the interest rates remain low and crude oil price continue to go up, these are the major factors that drive our market. Crude oil price and what? And interest rate. As I said earlier, if you take the issue of Nigeria, this has supported us for a long time. That means we are looking at going into the new year, as we are expecting the first MPC meeting to come up on the 28th and 21st of January. If there's no alteration in the interest rate as we speak now, I will tell you that this market will end first quarter very, very impressive. And as I speak now, as at the end of trading yesterday, many stocks also that do not move during the Santa Claus have moved up again to another level. That means the pattern is becoming interesting. I see a trend on technical chart that is going up, that we might see a bullish market in this first quarter. The only factors we are all looking at is this factor of interest rate. When there's fluctuation, it may likely reverse flow of liquidity into the equity space. That is only fear I have. But others are still intact. That means you and I should look at those stocks that has what? Good fundamental, good history, dividend history, and at the same time high payout that that will attract funds if the interest rate is retained. But if interest rate is adjusted up, those stocks can still give you 10% yield. That will be where funds will be going. And you see our market remaining a bit like this and stable. It tells you that the funds that are around the market are not foreign funds, which we discussed earlier. These are funds coming from the PFAs that are thinking long. They sold early high and came back and entered the market again when the market adjusted down before the end of the year. They are still holding because they know their target. They are not doing trading like other buy and sell. They are trading for their yields from all these dividend paying stock. This is a good blue chips company where they are positioned. That is where they are looking at as we speak now. For me, there's no cause for alarm, and it's a good start for the year, despite that we are seeing 0.37 decline. And consider that the market breadth for the week was still positive. It tells you that investors' trading strategy has also changed in the market. You as investors should go in that line. That for now, there's no cause for panic. I see a better market in the first quarter. That's why we expect a mixed performance this year. But see, in the first quarter of this year, till end of the earnings season, I see the market might remain in this direction. Only thing I see that can change the market is this policy. That policy is too powerful anywhere, any day, in any economy. It can change things. Policy can change things to the the other direction. That means as we are looking up to the MPC coming on the 20th and the 1st, let's also look at our portfolio. No, this no low cap stock and medium cap stock that are rallying, even though that's fundamental, don't be carried away. Once you have achieved a good target, sell off. And I've said it on this platform that as an investor, once you are making 20 to 25% or 30, you should take your profit. And that's why I wrote an article about 2 days ago on how to take profit in the market. Read that article, tell you that as an investor, since you have a set goal before you take position, you have your exit strategy and entering strategy. Let your exit strategy guide you. Don't be carried away with the market direction. Yes, market is up, it's going up. No, it might cost you that the stock that have made money under your nose, stock also will come down. For that, let your investment objective and goal guide you in this 2021. Those that followed us in 2020, I will tell you, because even the Christmas I was surprised when the people were saying, "Oh, Ambrose, good cow." This one, I tell you, frankly, this is the first time I'm getting such from my followers and also the client of management that they have made money for 2021. Also, if you want to make that money this year too, you need to have a good investment goal and have entering and exit strategy. When people come and say, Ambrose, this stock will still go, but we are putting a set signal, I say that is what I teach. In a buy and sell signal, we'll have a buy range, we'll have a set target. And once you achieve that set target, I will tell you to say, if you leave on your phone, that means it's your personal decision. But as the buy and sell, we'll follow our own strategy. That's why this year, learn to have a strategy. If you are not in buy and sell signal, but if you are buy and sell signal, don't need to worry yourself because we'll always be there to guide you what to do and what not to do. And I tell you, this is for this year. There's no cause for alarm. The only thing I'm concerned is let's see how the outcome of the MPC meeting that is coming up in January 20 and 21st, how it's going to look like. On that note, there's no cause for fear. All we don't know, let us take our position and hold good stocks. Don't just follow your stock. If there any stock that you know that there's no fundamental, because when information comes that there's a little adjustment in rate, one will start leaving market, capital market. That means those stock market, sorry. That means those stocks that have no fundamental, we don't want to fall like water. The way they fall that you'll be surprised. But those that have fundamental that they are still expecting dividend from them, they will be stabilized. That's why even as you are in position, rebalance your portfolio ahead of this MPC meeting. Because once after the MPC meeting, we're entering into the earnings that will start coming up as from February. The early flyers will start filing their results from early Friday. The one we just saw is for September account. The one from Vitafoam, the one from John Host, the one from Nimet, they are all September year account. But for December year account, we're expecting that from February, we'll start seeing those early filers. And I will advise that by now, if you have the monthly earnings video that will produce around the April, May last year, you don't have to know how to position against this earnings coming. You don't need to jump into a stock when you are seeing the number. The position before the numbers start rolling in. Because when they start rolling in, they are putting expectation, market will react. You saw how market reacted to Vitafoam result. Yes, we see that it still has room to go. Once it's closer to the market down of Vitafoam, I see that Vitafoam will still go up. Like around 10 naira mass or 11 before it can drop. But mark you that it's because of the yield side and the number is what is impressive. That means if we are expecting company to post impressive number, going by what we saw in their second quarter and third quarter, in the full year, that means most stock will still going to break out a new high. Even the index as to speak now, look at index on a weekly chart, you can see that the index has almost broken out 41 marks before it pulled back because of profit taking. And this profit taking won't last, it will still reverse, especially once we are closer to earnings season. You don't need to panic. Markets have broke how many resistance levels? You can see them. It's almost 4 resistance levels that market has broken to this level. If interest rates remain low, I'm telling you that the possibility that the market will touch and surpass what we saw in 2017 is high. Even in this first quarter before any reversal, I see a major reversal if there is a change in policy, and at the same time, at the end of this earnings season, market will slow down a little bit. Within any season expectation, we expect that market will keep this momentum that is going. But you have to go with what the changing trend in the market. We are seeing now that the low cap stock and medium cap are now leading in terms of capital appreciation. You need to be very careful. There are some of these low cap stock, or I call them bookable stock, that are giving good return. Catch it and take it, but don't be carried away in that position because they won't last. Most of them don't have fundamental. It's just sentiment and expectation of either the foreign investor is entering, either they are going to good at mining and all those stuff. It's what is pushing the stock as we speak now. And these are just information. There is no fundamental to support these equities in the immediate time until all these we're expecting start materializing in those companies. That's in a good number before you can say this price is stable. But what we're seeing now is just sentiment, and you have to be very careful. You saw the way Boasment also rally within those towards the end of the year. You see, it's not because that there's not a change in Boasment. It's just because the price had to move because of the shareholding structure and all those stuff. That means that if you are in such stock, you know that dividend they're going to pay, no matter how huge this, comparing the price, your yield will be low. Then you look for alternative in that same industry that you can take advantage of the low price. You saw what happened in Dangote yesterday that even put the market. That's why that the market breadth was so strong and the market pattern was good. But because Dangote lost yesterday, he put the market down for Friday. So I see that means that investors are really changing their trading pattern. You also should also go aligned, but let your investment go guide you. Don't forget to have a good entry and exit strategy. I will always emphasize it. That is how to know a good trader or a good investor. This will guide you so that at the end of the day, you will be trying to buy. But when you are following just bandwagon, this person is entering this stock, just following him. No, have what you want to achieve and why you are entering that stock. And that is why Empire says it now will give you reason why you're buying and why you should sell. And when there's opportunity to say who, will tell you to who. Take this step this year, I will tell you there will be less mistake in your portfolio. And also, now that you are seeing that economy is likely to improve gradually going through the year, you can see that they just extended the budget for 2020 to March, and they signed the 2021 into law. We expect that they start raising funds, they will be liquidating the system. And not only that, crude oil price going up is a plus for our government now, because the benchmark for this our budget was around $40. Now we're almost at 55.99 as of this morning. For crude oil price is a plus for our market. I tell you, the two major factors that already support our market at any time is just the interest rate and the crude oil price, and they are still in order. That means anything that is less of this might turn the market, which is only the policy. But for me, with all these things around the market, I expect that market to maintain this momentum and this ranging that we're seeing. Thank you, and God bless you on this session. Before we enter into question and answer, as I said earlier, the early filers will start coming from February, and I can mention the few stocks that were expecting that they will release their results, their early filers in our market from history. And also don't forget that if history repeats itself, that in January for 2017 we'll see an up market in there. In 2018, in 2019 also there was a little, but 2020 we also had an uptrend in January. If history repeats itself, we might see another uptrend, this year. We can see that January, the first trading day of this year was positive before we saw the mixed performance for the week. I see that going to the next week, we might see market adjusting up as the pattern is changing, but be in good stock is very, very important. Thank you. Are we there? Hello?
We are with you. We are with you. We are with you. Go on, sir.
Producer.
Yeah.
We are with you.
Yeah.
We are with you. We can hear you.
Okay, sir. Then, if you have any question on the market.
Okay, Ambrose, thank you so much for that analysis.
Thank you very much, sir.
Hello, Ambrose, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead. Speak up, sir. I can hear you, sir. Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Go ahead, sir. Yeah.
Okay, I want to ask a question concerning Nemet.
Okay.
Because Nemet price is around 2 naira something, and I'm seeing a dividend of 6 naira 50 kobo. How possible is that?
No. You didn't get to check it very well. That is 65, 6.6.
6.5 kobo.
Exactly. It can't
6.5 kobo.
Yes, it can't be 65 kobo. Where will they get it? Their earning per share for the full year is around 11 kobo. Then they can't afford to pay 65 kobo. But the good thing is that they didn't pay for the previous year. Now they are paying. Only that is small compared to the price. But the sector is still enjoying government favor and also sentiment on that, positive sentiment for that sector. But the performance of number is not a bad one. Already they pay out. But for me, it's just because the market also supported to rally to around 290 before it came down. But if you pull back, it will be a good one. See, expecting that their first quarter result will be better. Any moment from now they release it. When it comes, it's also going to guide you, especially for traders. The payout is just about 6.5 kobo for the dividend for Nemet. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much.
Welcome, sir. Any other questions, sir? Any other person can go ahead.
Yes, Ambrose, good afternoon. That was a very good analysis.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, yesterday we observed that we have about 5 million units of Guinness
Okay.
sold. And you know, stocks like this, it probably not an individual, but we are yet to get if it was purchased by the holding company, yes, or directors. So it gives us concern. And another one, I think in the past 2 days, Champion Group, which is a low cap stock, so many, a greater percentage of it was purchased by, I think, the directors, insider dealings. And this at a very high price, over 100% of the market price. I think the market price was below 1 naira, and they bought it at 2 naira something. I don't know if we have any information on this, if they have any future plans that would necessitate an insider accumulating such quantity at a higher price than what the market value is.
Okay. Just to answer the question now, I will start from the trend in the market now, and which I said or I told you guys on this platform about 3 weeks ago at the beginning of December, that there is a trading pattern that we should watch, where when you see an MD of a company, you see directors, either executive or non-executive, accumulating a stock. It's a thing of concern, like what you just said now. Such should prompt you to what is happening in this company. But most times, as they are buying, they also seeing future in the company because they are there directly. They are involved in management. You and I are just analyzing the numbers they are posting to us, looking at the sentiment and all those stuff. But they are insider. They know where the company is going and their future plan. When you see them buying, or you go back as you have just come here now to ask, we look at what is happening and why they are buying. And before they buy, they have information that either the company is going to expand or the company is going to do well. That's why we see MD buying. Like, for example, now what happened in MTN. I will tell you that MTN, the MD has accumulated about more than about 500 million units of MTN, around the price of 169.9 or 7. No, it tells you that what they are seeing, and you know that it's a December year account. That tells you that what are we expecting in this kind of company. Comparing it with what we saw in ETH, it should give you an insight to what you should do as an investor. Like what you just asked for Champion Brewery, mark that Nigeria Brewery has about 90% of Champion Brewery as we speak now. Holding there. For this price to be going up like this, also we need to do more to find out who is speaking. Now we know that it's non-executive and why. If they want to match or they don't consume it or add it to Nigeria Brewery immediately, or they want to invest more, because their investment also in Champion Brewery is part of what they are using to control the market, to have a large market share, knowing that there is steep competition in that industry. Champion Brewery is another lower company they are using also to position themselves in different markets in the country. If people are buying more direct, that means they want to do more business in that direction. It might likely change the numbers of Champion Brewery, which at the end they are not going to benefit, because if Champion Brewery is paying dividend, Nigeria Brewery will have more of it to themselves. I know that Nigeria Brewery will have Heineken as the highest shareholder there. For me, these are the things we look at. But when you come to to be with brewery, and look at the consumer industry, brewery is one of them that the numbers coming there shows you that there is really low purchasing power in Nigeria. People are not taking as before. Also, you should guide you that numbers might still be struggling in that sector, or unless things improve economic-wise, the number might also blow out. For now, I would like that investors should look at those areas, that government policy, their numbers are looking up, even with the opening of the border, that the sector that will still benefit from it should be looking at now. For brewery sector, we know that they are struggling. The movement in their price, they have always been either the foreign investor unable to represent their money back, are increasing their share in the company, meaning that they have faith in our economy and the company, which is good. But in terms of number or in terms of dividend out from this company, I will tell you they are not encouraging. It's better one look at where you can get good dividend for now, because if, as I was saying, by 2021, there's adjustment in interest rate, there are some companies that you see that their price, they will fall like pack of salt, because there's no fundamental or no expectation of good dividend from them. That means you need to start between your terms in those stocks that you know that there's high dividend possibility. That will go a long way to help you and help us in the market. Yeah.
Okay. So, Ambrose, if I may ask an additional question to what the question you just answered now, are you now saying that MTN is equally a good buy right now?
I think it's a good buy now. Let me just say it's a good buy now.
Okay, because I think the price is about 166 or 167 going up.
It's a good buy now.
Yeah, good afternoon, Ambrose.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir.
Oh, please, how do we subscribe to your buy and sell signal, and what does it entail?
Okay, buy and sell signal for investor data is one of our criteria in terms of reaching out to investors that are busy, investors that really want to take advantage of what is happening in the market, because we combine fundamental, technical, and sentiment to take our investment decision, and that is for traders. That's why in that buy and sell signal, one, you have section for weekly traders, we have section for 6 months no traders, and 1 year investor. The one that suits your investment goal as trader or investor, when you log in, you have access to this 3 category of information. The one that meets your own goal, you go with that. People that are doing that weekly trader, I can remember about 2, one in Akure and one in Port Harcourt. They are weekly traders. They move with the market as we are giving sentiment. And when they come in this December, they are my ears were fully down. I've made so money with your signal. I was when I say, me that's giving this signal too. Have I made such big money? But I thank God that people that are following us are making good money, which I want to appreciate them for sharing their experience. Once you do that, and this our subscription for a year is 50,000 naira for buy and sell signal. For 6 months is 28,000. While 3 months is 15,000. We don't expect 1 month, but for those that are students, we do 1 month, and 1 month is 6,500. No, you log in on Monday morning between the hour of 8 and 10 before market open to know stock to buy. And there are always 5 for weekly traders. And I will advise that you can't spread your money in those 5 for weekly traders. Pick 2 or 3 if you have huge fund and play it for the week. You can't play the 5 because I always say that portfolio has to be a bit sizable for you to proceed. That 3 or 2 is okay for you. Even 1 and put good money and make money, fine, because at times in a week, I'll tell you the minimum return we'll do is to 12%, but I will guarantee that in a week you will make nothing less than 4% after your charges, because to factor in charges of buying and selling into buy and sell signal. And if you are making minimum of 4% or 5 every week in a month, you are sure of getting that 20 to 24%, and which at times will make that 24% in a week, depending on market sentiment and the direction of the market. Like I tell people that if market is bullish and people are making money, you should make money in a different way because you have information and you are sure. That's why if you subscribe to buy and sell signal, you don't have fear. Only just log in at the right time and take position. If you want to pay, after the program, just you send me hi. I will not send you the account detail, or go to our site, you see account detail there. Pay into money and send us your detail, your email address, phone number, and your name. The IT guy will not send you a login details. And many of them that were having issue of login and log out before now, I think my colleague told me that it's because most of them changed their what we call Internet Explorer. Either you are using it from Chrome to another one. One coming this morning that it was struggling before, but this morning he moved to another Internet Explorer, and I think input easily for him. It's about when Google updates any of their software, it change your pattern in what you log in. You need to change too. And most of them, because they are not tech friendly, they have an issue. But I will tell you, there are some they have been there for like 3 years. They've not complained of logging in. But once you have issue, just call us. The IT guy will guide you on what to do.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Ambrose.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Okay, this is Emmanuel.
Okay.
You wanted to mention the high fly, the early filers.
Okay.
Before maybe something else came up. Please.
Okay. Thank you for that. That means you are following. I will tell you the early flyers for our market from the history and of our own research. They are one of them. The most early flyer we have a UCAP, Africa Prudential, Nestle, Zenith Bank. Are you there? Hello?
Yeah. Yes, we are here. I hope
yeah, we are listening.
Yeah, UCAP, Africa Prudential, Zenith Bank, Nestle. These are the early flyer that we know that they will come within February. Others come most from the first week of March. For these early flyers come, but what we are saying again that any company that perform well, like always tell you that when you send your child to school and he came first in the class, even at the gate where you are, you start calling daddy because you know that he has done well for that term. You want to show you report card as you're just stepping out from the car. So it is that some companies that have not been following the trend, once they see that their numbers are good, they surprise the market by bringing their result early, to tell you that they've done well. That is one. That means for this far, of course, now this is the one that have been consistent in terms of early filing, which you should note. UCAP, Africa Prudential, Zenith Bank, and Nestle. Then Nigeria Brewing is part of them, but only that Nigeria Brewing is not stable. But these further ones are stable early filers in the market so that you can note them. That means as we are entering February, you can start seeing these numbers. But they can surprise you at the last week of January, some will start releasing their number too because they've done well. That means have it in mind that these four are the ones we're expecting in February as early filers, for our market for the last 6 to 5 years we've been studying them. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Good afternoon, Ambrose.
Hello. Yeah.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, go back online, please.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah, I want to thank you for that beautiful analysis.
Thank you, sir.
But my question is this, and which area I also want to look at. What can you say about livestock feed? Looking at it from the present, in the last 3 weeks now, looking back from 0.22% in price, it has moved as high as 1.07%. What can you say about the future of the company? Thank you.
Yeah, I've just opened. Are you seeing the screen?
Yes.
I just opened.
Yes, yeah, with you.
Livestock. I want to open the livestock. Yeah, this is the chart for livestock for about almost from 2013 to date. You see that this stock in 2013, 2014 has touched as high as almost 7 naira before coming down. And you can see that it has been on a downtrend, though because of one reason or the other. One, they did not pay dividend for the past 5 to 6 years. That is another problem for the company. But now, the company has turned into a positive terrain in terms of performance. Their numbers has improved. And also, you know that UACN is a major shareholder in this company, and they are kind of divested from UACN property, and they have only just cap and this livestock, a place that they have major stake. And government policy have favored the agricultural sector. You see the price of Okomu and Presco where they are doing is because of government policy have supported this price to be stable and where they are in terms of performance. Now livestock is also benefit from it, knowing that last year because of there is a scarcity of mass, I know they are into feed and able to sell feed, and it has reflected in their first quarter, second quarter, and third quarter number. And people are complaining that they might likely pay dividend at the end of 2020 financial year we're expecting, because if they've not paid dividend for the past 5 years, but then they were in red, the account was in red. Like I said, that the company cannot pay you from a loss position. Now they are already in positive position. They are likely to. That is expectation that is driving the market, and the numbers has improved this period. And for me, like those that attended, in verse 2021, when I pick this talk, one of them will ask, "What do you see that?" And I give them the same reason. As today, we can see where it's going. And personally, I will say it here. I don't hide my own feeling. When I was those that follow me earlier, and when I did my first video around March, April, I mentioned livestock in that video for low cap stock that people should start buying it, that this stock are potential to go. I mean that I bought my own around 70 kobo, but because also like investors, I was fearful that if this stock do not go direction, I'll be tying down my phone. But I still have to take a little money to play it. I bought at 70 kobo. I sold the first one at 142 kobo, 42, 48. And I went back again when I even gave a signal. I bought at 124. What I bought 124 is not up to a month. I bought 124. You can see the price going on. That means this price is going on. Immediately after I was training in December, I went back to this stock at that period, and this price is still going on. That tells you that there's something in for it. There's sentiment already for the stock. For me, if you are not there now, just hold on. Let's see whether it will be a little pullback. But if you are there, you can hold on. Don't panic out. But the stock is likely to meet the target we have set to it. Around 2 naira, 210. But if you are there, hold on. But if you want to buy now, don't jump in. Wait for a little pullback to around the 150 or 155. You can enter at 178.
No, I drink the power.
Just hold on a little before you jump in. The stock will still go to touch 2 naira and 2 naira 10 kobo.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello, Ambrose.
Yeah. Are you there?
Considering the government support in agriculture.
Yes.
Hello.
I'm with you. Go ahead, sir. Yeah.
Hello.
Go ahead, sir.
Are you considering the government? Considering the federal government support in agriculture.
No, I don't even know. Say.
Hello.
Go ahead, sir. I'm with you, sir. One house, please.
Yeah. And if you look at Elak Lake lately,
Okay.
I know the initial owner of that company, Frank Ella, resigned or stepped down from being the chairman to executive director.
Yes.
And Chika Modi of UBA,
Yes.
of the then UBA, happens to be the
MD now.
The MD now.
Yeah.
But ever since that announcement, the company, no information, nothing, no trade, no bid, no offer. And some of us, we are kidding something there for the past 3-4 weeks. Nobody's offering anything. So, do you have any information?
What we advise now, as to speak, that there's no information that have been made over in the public. But I tell you, whenever you see, especially like this guy, you don't mention his name, and some UPA guys, they are always smart guys. They may packaging something that will explode one day. You see what is happening in what's it called, in Japo Gold now, and FTN Cocoa. It's not that FTN Cocoa that there's an information that a foreign investor has already is buying into it, and they are in Badon already, and they are accumulating. They've not given us officially that this is what they are doing. You know what happened in Eternal Oil? Eternal Oil, there was a rumor that before they came out that somebody is buying, and the price moved for like 3 or 3 days. Wow. That is likely to happen in Ella Lake, as you don't mention now. When information comes to the market, for wise investors who want to, but as such, you don't put much money in this kind of stuff because we have not known the direction. Play safe with the one that you can study their trend. But when information is, you can make good money from this kind of movement. Like people have made money in Japan and in FTN Cocoa just because of this sentiment. But we have to be very careful because when it turns against you, where to go is always a good because there's nothing to hold it. There's no fundamental that we are waiting for. But for me, for Ella Lake, I read it to have information, but I'm not in position now until I start seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, what they want to do. We cannot jump in. But let's keep our finger crossed for Ella Lake. But for livestock, I just said, livestock will still go as high as 2 naira or 210 before it slow down.
Okay. Yeah, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Hello, sir.
Okay. Yeah, thank you.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir.
Emmanuel here again.
Okay.
Please, can you just shed more light about Julius Berger?
Julius Berger. Hello, can I hear you, Julius Berger? Hello? Are you there? Hello?
Yes, Julius Berger.
Yeah. Julius Berger.
Yes, okay. I'm here.
Yeah, Julius Berger. For me, Julius Berger, they have given an excuse that it's because of exchange rate that they are posting red account. And like what I tell you that when a company is putting red account, we don't expect much from them. But Julius Berger is already low for me because after they mark down for the bonus they give and the payout, the price become attractive. But you can see that this rally we are seeing in the market has not really affected Julius Berger to speak now. But for those that are thinking long or medium can still hold on to Julius Berger because as to speak now, I myself am very surprised. Nearly all the roads in Nigeria to speak, especially in Port Harcourt and elsewhere, they are the 100 their roads for them. But I'm surprised that they're saying because of exchange rate and that's why they are posting loss. But I know when they earn money from all this, we expect them to have a better number going into this new year, 2021. But for the year 2020, if they're going to pay dividend, it might be from their reserve. And which also, it's not, I would not encourage it, but if they read for once, it's not a bad one. But Julius Berger have been consistent in terms of payment. For now that we're putting right results, we don't know what they do. Remember what happened in WAPO. WAPO, even when they pay 1 naira, their end per share was around 90, but even that it's not in red. But they pay the dividend for that just to keep no trend of dividend. That's why WAPO is a stock that I see that it's also likely to go up because of what expectation. With the earnings per share of 1 naira, 1 naira, 75 people expect that then to go back. But for Julius Berger, as soon as their earnings is red, you're only there to wait for a longer period, just like this year. But if you're there, so you want to make money, I can sell off now, come back later. As we speak now, I don't expect a better dividend that will drive that price up. Or let's start seeing a positive first quarter result, then we can have a position ahead of the company. But in terms of performance, we're seeing activities here and there, but it's not reflecting on their number. In Port Harcourt, they've been busy on the construction road, in other places, but this is not impacting their number. We're not seeing it. Whether the government is not paying them, they are owing them, we have not seen it because their numbers are in red as we speak.
Okay. Ambrose.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome, sir.
Yeah, Lawrence here. I don't know. Can you hear me?
Hello.
Yes,
Hello.
yes, speak up, sir. Can you hear you, sir?
Hello,
Yeah.
Mr. Ambrose.
Okay.
Hello.
What I want to ask is, you spoke about the MPC.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
What is your prediction? Do you have, what is it likely that the monetary rate will be increased? And if that increment, is it going to be sufficient enough to drive the rates of treasury bills and all these other fixed income in such a way that, because currently they are very low, almost less than 1%. I'm wondering that even if the MPC increases the monetary rate, will it be sufficient to drive these treasury bill interest rates to the extent that people will start departing the stock market?
Okay. This is a very nice question you have just asked. You know, we have a different sentiment and a different risk level for investors. You know, even when the treasury bill was around 0.15, they were still having an oversubscription. And even when I adjusted it from that 0.15 to around 0.2, it's still low compared to some companies that will give you dividend yield of about 5%, 10%, even 13%. For some people are still going because we have different people playing this market. But for me, once it comes, it might lead to, when they adjust it up again, even to like 4% or anything, or 3.5, it will shake the market a little. But those that are holding, especially I said earlier that the holding structure of the market generally has changed. Before, our market was relying on more on foreign investors. But now, it's like local investors are the one holding our market now. And that's why I can see a little stability, even after people are taking profit in the last week and the week before, when the market still remains a bit stable. It's not because of the fundamental of the economy, no. The holding structure of the market has changed. It's now in the hand of long-term investors in Nigeria, the PFPs. They are not short-term, they buy for a purpose. And if this company, they are positioned, still give them good dividend, they will still be holding until they see a huge change in their interest rate. But because policy is what directs the economy and the financial market, once there's a little adjustment, it might panic the market either for the rest of the month or for a week. But unless, as you just said, it's not enough for people to move back money. There are those that know what they are doing. But for those that are still not, a bit, how will I put it, don't have the patience to take risk or the appetite to take risk, when they see little adjustment, they might still say, let me go where I am safe. But for me, no adjustment will be up to what equity market will give in terms of fee. But because we have different kinds of investors, we are there to move to money market instruments where there's less risk. Everybody wants to guide where you don't want to take it. But those that risk takers will always make money. That's why anywhere in the world, if you take risk, calculable risk, you make more money from your investment. But for what I'm seeing, I don't see them adjusting this. Unless there's something else, because the purpose of the low interest rate is to drive economic recovery. And you can see that the economy has not recovered as expected. And that's why the crude price has gone to pre-COVID price, and but the economy has not recovered to that level. I don't see CBN adjusting anything much or this period. Rather, they also want to watch to see how the new wave of COVID-19 will play. That's why they are still intervening here and there to make sure that the economy is stabilized. Also, with the passage of the budget, we expect that more funds will come, because all we don't need that private sector, let them have cheap funds to engage people, to expand their business. That will also help us to come out of recession. I said earlier that our purchasing manager for December has gone back to contraction, going back to 4.96 as against November 50.20. It tells you that we are not there yet as an economy. For that, I don't see them adjusting the rate. But let's expect hope, because you can't predict the 100%. Nobody has 100% prediction of what the policy will be until they vote at the end of the MPC meeting. You know that anywhere in the world, policy has strength of turning it up or down. What we're doing in the capital, we joined the market for 2020 was a result of policy adjustment, which has helped us. Let's see that if there's any adjustment in the first one for the year, we will know. But there's no cost for alarm. All you don't know, position your portfolio in those stocks that you know that they are dividend paying stock. This one that are running now, like it's also a sign that low cap stock and the medium cap are the ones topping the gainers these days. Take profit in those stocks so that if there's a little change in the policy, it will affect you more without cash out your money from those that rally.
Ambrose.
Thank you.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Yeah.
Please, can you enlighten me on ICO? Late last year, they announced a bonus in 2 different tranches. for investors. And up to now, I don't think they have adjusted the price, except maybe it was an oversight on my own side. Then secondly, for NEM, they equally declared the 9 for 10 or bonus. So I don't know if anyone have received a bonus as declared by NEM. Then thirdly, on Mansard, they did the kind of a funny abracadabra late last year. I wish I'm still trying to understand the stock. So kindly enlighten us on these three stock: Assad, Aiko, and Mansard.
Okay. I will start by I want to tell you that the industry, especially the insurance industry, since they announced their capitalization, there's a lot of activities in that sector. And every one of them, that sector, every one of the company want to meet the regulator requirement and surpass it against the future. Even when the adjustment, they are okay. I start from Aiko. Aiko personally, I've said it somewhere in one of the platforms, and for me, Aiko has demonstrated capacity before now, and which attracted us to enter. I entered at 80 Kobo, I sold at 120. But since they've given bonus for this 2020 for like almost 4 times, and 8 times they have a markup day or a cutoff day or a markdown date, and on that day you will see that the price continue to go up. Only around December I saw that there was the markdown, even December like only 2 times, and still they are bringing on another new date again. I will tell you those information. I have tried to understand it, but I didn't get full why I did that. Even the regulator has not questioned them. But why I keep saying that the regulators are part of them attending the AGM. They would have seen what has happened in all those extraordinary meetings they are having to approve all these things or to put date for all these things. But for me, all those insurance companies want us to be very careful. Also, this time that they are giving bonus, we have to go, because at the enlarging their share cap, are they going to increase their performance that will support their price? That means after you enlarge your share cap, it's going to kind of dilute your earnings. And if your earnings is weak, your price will not go high, unless you're able to double your performance to put up. But that is for ICO. And also, don't forget that this same ICO have sold also their backbone. I call it backbone anywhere, because when you have a pension fund as your subsidiary, it helps you all to manage your finances and make money for you, because it's going to reflect under your as a group. Then now they are selling this insurance, their PFAs off. I don't see how they're going to do. Now also, like I said earlier on the TV, that we don't know the extent of this end of NSCAS riot has affect the insurance company. If those properties that were destroyed were insured, if they were insured, most of the insurance will post a depressed number for the full year, because as a third quarter event has not happened. But now that thing happened further between last quarter, if they are factoring in the cost and they want to pay, it's going to affect most of them, their bottom line. That is one. But for me, for stock like Mansard gave a bonus around 17 for 7. When they marked down, the price was as low as 64 Kobo. Start coming up, and also they proposed to do share reconstruction as at 31st of December was the cutoff date for that. And they've not come up to see the new price, not the new price. I can see that you see having an old price there. The new price is not there, but if you are done share reconstruction and it's 1 for 4, the price would have been higher than what I'm seeing in the market now. That's why they have not seen a lot of transparency in this their dividend, what the bonus they are giving this time. But for NEM one is clear. NEM took me of 9 for 10, and they marked down. After they marked down, the price has started coming down. Then they didn't put that they want to do share construction, but they only gave bonus and they marked down. That you can see that the price is coming up. And we have not had any news that either they are selling their PFA or not. But that NEM have been consistent for the past, I will tell you, even when the market was down 2009, 2010, all those, NEM has been built, constantly paying dividend. But that will give
my best stock.
That's why NEM is still going up as we speak now. That's what I bought. For others like Mansard also have sold their own PFA too. PFA. That means you as an investor to be very careful when you are taking position in all these insurance companies. Thank you very much.
Okay. Okay. Hello, Ambrose.
Hello, sir. Yeah.
Hello. Good afternoon once again. This is Enesho. First and foremost, I want to thank you for the Invest 2021. I think it has already started building more interest for those who participated. Those who did not participate, I think they can still get video from you. I've benefited from their courses. Outside that, the earnings that early filers you mentioned, the UCAP, going by what is happening to Fitaphone when their results came out, we've seen the market reaction. All things being equal, after the MPC meeting, if they still uphold their monetary policy, I think the UCAP is coming by their records. They come out around the 3rd week of February.
Yes.
UCAP now is about 5 naira. There's every likelihood for people that may want to key in. It may touch 5 naira, 50 kobo, or 6 naira. So it's still a good buy. It's one of the stocks you mentioned as the golden stock. And thank you for the golden stock. Then the Afri Prudential is also, we've started seeing market reacting to this, though some of them could be a profit taking. Then on, I've called you before on this ICO. ICO marked down, I think, at December 9th. If you go back, the ICO marked down December 9th. But I don't know what is wrong with these companies. After marking down, they came out during the AGM and shifted the markdown date, the close date, to 30th of December to favor those that bought the right issue. And up till today, the regulators have not come out to say anything about it. I called you on this issue, and we are still watching, because it shouldn't be like that. Once you have marked down, your markdown date actualized, and you did not come before that markdown date to tell the public again that you've shifted for the 3rd or 4th time. So I think the regulator should not allow that.
I'm happy that we have some of the regulators in-house and some of the players, the big players in the market inside. They are the ones that will push it, because, like we all said, we discussed earlier that I said that this thing is not normal. And because we don't have power to question them to a level, but I think the regulators should also watch and look at that. Is part of what they should do this year. Transparent, that we encourage investors to play actively in the market is what we need. Because I was telling somebody that it's not the part of the world that the government is looking at until they inject money on agriculture first before we can employ our youth. We can engage our youth in Nigeria through equity market investment, capital market, if we do the right thing. All we don't need that, we need transparency in the market, and we need investment education. If this is done properly, I will tell you, our market is enough to engage our youth. That will also help us to expand the economy. The market cannot play its role, as providing a long-term, facility for companies to expand. Because I was speaking, I will tell you that let them go and check South Korea anywhere, anytime. Because their youth are engaged in don't engage in any riot here and there. They engage. But here in the market, who can do it? I tell you, one of the state governors has even accepted the proposal that instead of you giving people, teaching people how to go and do furniture, and at the end of the day, after acquiring all those skills, they won't go back and do that thing. Can't you just teach them with this technology age? Teach them how to trade effectively in the market. Start with 50K. You are buying stock every week, and before you can make 5,000 every week, before you know it, you become a good trader. Activities in the market will improve. That will attract more people participate. Oh, we don't need investment. If regulators are here, that's what I'm saying, that they can go back and see that we need proper investment education areas, so that we can come back and this market will play its role of supporting the economy. Thank you, sir, for that contribution. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Mr. Ambrose.
Good afternoon, sir. Let's move our speakers and all. Yeah, go ahead, sir.
Okay. I want to ask, what do you think of FCMB and Fidelity Bank at this current price?
Hello.
Hello, sir.
Yeah. For me, FCMB and Fidelity, they are not doing badly in terms of performance. And if you are looking for value, you know that the last dividend from FCMB was 10 kobo, 15 kobo. Actually, I can't remember for now.
Yes, that 15 kobo.
Yeah, and that of Fidelity around 21, a bit 20 kobo to the pay.
Yes, 21, 20. Yes.
Yeah. This yield now tell you that for now I'll tell you that Fidelity is more attractive in terms of dividend yield, and that will see there will be attraction in Fidelity, because I tell you they have been consistent in dividend payment. Like what we just say here, The end of MPC meeting will determine. But if you are going for dividend stock that will give you a good yield, let's look at those that have a potential to pay you a higher dividend, which I believe that Fidelity will give you that. But not for FCMB, they have good results. Fundamentally, they are sound, but their payout is very small. They are too conservative, but Fidelity will give you good money. From terms of capital appreciation, FCMB will move faster than PDP. Hello, let's.
Okay. Then, Mr. Ambrose.
Yes, sir.
Please, what other penny stock can you suggest for capital appreciation so that we can take advantage of?
Yes, for those in this class, before we round up by one, I will give two stock I will look at for the week. If you want to get more, you subscribe to Buy and Sell Signal, or you get the 10 golden stock. You cannot get more of what to do between now and end of March, because for those 10 golden stock, from the day we did the training on the 5th, we're giving investors that 150 days because you are waiting there. And as to speak now, about 4 to 5 of them has already
yes.
target. That means
yes, you are right.
You can still take position in these stocks. And for those in Buy Signal, even when the week or the past week, the same week that will enter because we made money in we need to follow the trend. We need to follow the trend. Either you subscribe to Buy and Sell Signal, or you get the video for the 10 golden stock. You get at the end of this training, we are giving 2 stock that you can invest for the new week.
Thank you so much.
Mr. Ambrose.
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please, I want to take you back to Africa Prudentials.
Okay,
considering the government policy on dormant account and dividend, what will be the effect on their bottom line, at least going forward in this 2021?
I will tell you that Africa Prudential have used the registered arm of their business as a supporting business line. This is the company that they have so proactive. 5 years ago, I was in a meeting that where they are presenting kind of proposal for fund management. I said that they are purely like Yoka. Now they are going to fund management proper. That will going to help them. But for the initial time, it might affect them. But also telling you that all the deciders are waking up to make sure that they're able to make sure that more dividend is paid to shareholders. So that subsequently we'll be getting more people that they are paying. Because if they refuse to do that, next coming at the end of financial year, that more dividends are going to the government. It's going to short them at the foot. That means the more they open account and pay people, better for them. Even though they are collecting their commission alone for doing that for the company, better than at the end of the day, they put the money to government. Before now, they take the money. But with this trend now, they can't keep the money again. They should go out there and make sure that they verify everybody and be collecting their dividend direct as at when do. If they didn't do so, it's going to affect them. But if they do that, they can still end their commission and make their money done. Only the one that they will keep it to be playing will not be there again. But I think most of the registrars are going to expand their tentacle and so that they accept many people so that they can be paying dividend. But if a company has 10 shareholders to pay and they give you the contract to pay, to organize their AGM model stock, and you only pay 5, another one go, they'll pay for that 5 you pay. But if you're able to pay 8 out of the 10, you get more money and you get your contract that when do. This one they have to do more work so that they open up the avenue, know all this bottleneck here and there. So in terms of have access to their work, they are dividend. That will pay them than government pulling the fund out to go into trust fund. I think the registrar also should sit up. I don't say anything bad for Africa Prudential because they have diversified into what investment like UCAP already. That's why they have not made it bad. They do more of investment as we speak now.
Yeah, Mr. Ambrose, sorry. Please, kindly help us to mute Mr. Gabriel. It seems to be on the fourth button in the beer parlor there.
Let me see that.
It seems to be on the fourth button in the beer parlor. That's why it's distracting us with his noise there.
Let me see whether I can see him here. Sorry for that.
Necking, yeah, it's on the necking.
Can I see him now?
Yes, one Gabriel. It's the one that distracts me with.
Okay,
I think
I've seen it. Okay.
Abbott, mute everybody. Anybody that wants to talk, mute. Mute everybody. Mute everybody, Ambrose, please.
Okay, you can go on. Yeah. We can go on. Any other question? Yeah. Any other question? Yeah.
So
Yeah,
Ambrose,
my question is on Adova. Is there any information on Adova?
Oh, for Adova, like I've answered that on one of our platform. Adova, Total, no, all of them are different. Like there's a little improvement of sentiment or buying interest as at last week. It won. Subsequently, we expect that as crude oil price has crossed almost $55 now, 55.99. Therefore, those like a step flats, Owano should be the one that will be getting rally now because we feel that they are going to expect to get a better number at the end of the first quarter if they maintain this trend. But because of the hike in fuel, I'm telling you that most of these companies are likely to have a better margin. Especially those that has fuel already before it was adjusted, and even with the new price, they're important. I think there's a little margin that will reflect on their numbers. That will go a long way to impact positively on their 2021 financials. That's what people are taking advantage to position ahead of that. Because stock like Total, despite they've turned to positive now, we don't expect them to pay high dividend compared to what they did before. But because their prices are relatively low, any dividend they pay above 6 naira or 8 naira will be a bit okay for those in Total. And if Total can maintain this positive trend now, going forward with this little hike in fuel pump price, it's going to impact on their bottom line. People are taking advantage of that position now. They are those long-term investors. That's why we are seeing improved activities in them. But the only company that have come out to say that they are likely to delist is the 1111, which is former Mobi. But for Adova, there is a rumor of that they might likely to list it, but they've not made it overt to the market when they are coming to the report. People are sensing it that they too might likely to delist. But I tell them that for me, the new management of Adova should also put their feet also on the stand today that yes, when they manage, they want to pay investors so dividend before they delist. They can't just buy from $10 and they want to delist. They should also perform the market. Let's see their capability as a management team, what they able to achieve before they delist. That's what I feel like they should not panic to sell off, but they might likely go that way of delisting too. And that also exchange also for me, if they are not encouraging those companies that are listed, the way people are the company that are listing is not too encouraging for our market because when there are more companies to come to the market for their delisting. But I think the regulators also look at it and see how they can encourage more listing in the market than the listing. Yeah. But for the oil sector, there's no issue. I think this expectation, this sentiment is one supporting their price. Both that of Total, step flat because of the oil price, around above $50, $55, and also step flat is more kind of transparent. And if you look at them, they are more organized in that sector when it comes to giving you financial and how regular they reach their number. I think that's why people are seeing more value on step flat. And also, if you look at step flat book value, when I mean a fair value of step flat is around the 1,000 naira, and they're selling around below 500, that would be another attraction that is still low, and they can still enter step flat at this rate. Because if crude oil price rebounds, especially with this vaccine that different clients are approving vaccine here and there, I see that the second wave might not be much to fear about, because if they were able to curtail the first wave and the economy bounce back and crude oil price is still going up now, I don't see that there will be fear for the second wave bringing down the world economy again or our own economy, because vaccine here and there will reduce fear. And also there are some clients that have even injected more than 2 million of their citizens with the vaccine, and also that will go a long way to impact their business over there. For me, we should not panic, and if crude oil price remain in this direction and our monetary policy do not adjust rate, I'll see that this market will catch fire immediately after the MPC. That means you need to be in good stock for now.
Okay, Ambrose, thank you. This is on Wando. You mentioned that we have regulators pending this. I don't think this can happen in a civilized country. Some of us, we've burnt our fingers, we bought Wando at a very high price. I think this is making the third year. Wando has not published their annual accounts, and the regulators are still keeping quiet. What can be done to force these people, this company, to publish their accounts so that people will know the state of affairs of the company as it is?
Actually, you are very right. And the essence of publishing account is for investors to know where they put their money, how they are performing, whether to hold their money or to move out to the company. That's why this every 3 months or quarter result is meant for, so you know the position of your company, where you have put your money, whether to hold or to exit. But for me, like they have said it, because of they have issue with the SEC, they are still, whether they are still in court and all other. But for me, Owando, even before the issue of with SEC, Owando have not been transparent and they have not been consistent. And that's why investors don't have faith in such company, because well, they can't plan with it. I tell you that if investor cannot plan with you as a company, that means there's something wrong with you. We say when a company is consistent, you can know when to be in that stock and when to go out of it. That's why there is what we call history. That is to tell you when this company will release the result. You can put them before the ball. When they are not stable, you can't plan. But that means regulators also have duty to go ahead and make sure that why this company have not released their result. But for me, like we can't do anything now as a company. But it is shareholders in that company also who hold them accountable and let them push them, let them leave the number for them. Or they can write to SEC or not. Let them see the figure of the company. It's very important. You can't put your money where you don't know how the company is performing. You know, that's a that you can't bet blindly. You should know what is happening in your company where you have put your money. I think these are areas, you know, regulators should also tighten their bet to make sure that they protect the investor, because the regulators are there for the investors' interest, not for the company. Yes, we need the company for us to invest to trade, but the investors that are putting their hard-earned money, we need to know that how is the money being used. That's why they need to move around to know how these companies are being run and being managed.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hello. Yeah, I also want to add, I also want to add to the case of the Owando thing.
Okay.
Yeah, at different points, there are different shareholders group, you know, have also added their voices to this issue of Owando. Okay. And I think what needed to be done is for regulators and the management of Owando to come to the round table, because there have been series of issues that have to do with litigation and other things. And even presently, why Owando could not even present his financial results is because, one, it has not been approved by the regulatory authority, which also creating an hindrance on the issue of Owando presenting their financial year report. But going forward, what I can suggest is this: the management of Owando and the regulators should also come to the round table and see where there are issues, and those gray areas should be settled for the company to move forward, and for investors who have invested their hard-earned money who also get value for their money. I think that's what I can say in respect to that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. It's a good one. Yes. Any other information, question before we can round up, and we can give out the stocks to.
Hello, Ambrose.
Okay.
Ambrose, from the discussion so far, are you now saying that African Prudential is a good buy for now?
For me, it's not among the stock I'm giving now, but for me, the price of African Prudential is not too bad, because if the company has paid you 70 kobo for 2019 and it's selling below that 7 naira, that means it's selling above 10% yield. That means even though at 7 naira that is 10% yield, but for me it's a bit high. But if you are looking at the market will break out as we speak, as we are expecting in terms of the expected earnings season, and if CBN retain the interest rate low, it might break out to around 8 naira, which is good. Just like Mr. Okon mentioned UCAP. UCAP, yes, it's among the 10 golden stocks. I see UCAP touching around the 6.15 or 6 naira when results come to the market. Even though they maintain their 50 kobo alone, it could still move UCAP above 6 naira 10 kobo, because the holders are holding it are not ready to sell when the result, because they are PFAs. That was also going to support, and it has shown a history of high dividend payout and consistent since they are listed on the exchange. These are the things you look at. For African Prudential, it's not a bad buy for those that want to enter now, but you have to also set your investment goal, your entry and exit and strategy when you are entering such stocks. That's why if you have the access to the 10 golden stock, you see the range you are buying, the range you are selling, the reason why you are buying it, and what's it. When you analyze most of the 10 golden stock, most of the highest that are giving you 35, 78%, you need less than 150 days. It's good than waiting for one treasury bill that will give you 3.2 for a whole 364 days. I think those that are wise know how to position their fund in the equity market, because if the interest rate is retained, we'll see more funds entering to come and play any season. Like those that have access to the margin earnings, I tell you that there is always an unusual movement during any season. And in Nigeria, the full year anything is the big any season we have, because it comes with dividend. That means if this anything become kick off by February, we'll see a lot of activities in the market. We need to take advantage of it. That's why you should put a position in those stock now before now. but it's not still late because this is just early January. And I said earlier that if history repeats itself, that January for the past 3 years.
Gone there before, I don't
That's the place.
January for the last 3 years have been up. If that repeats itself, we might see an up market in this January. That means you need to take advantage of this price now and buy, in stages and position for the full year. Yes, if no other question, for stock to position for this week, on a general note that we are seeing there's potential.
Mr. Ambrose.
Okay, sir.
Mr. Ambrose.
Yeah, with you, sir. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, well done.
Yes, sir.
Yes, I have question on. I want to know your position on WAPCO, Boa Cement, and even Dangote, those players in the cement industry. Is it a buy for us, or we should still
yes,
put it on hold?
Yeah, for me, if you are in WAPCO, hold your WAPCO. If you are not in WAPCO, this is the time for you to put it on WAPCO. There's another trend in the market that is just changing. You saw that in the life of Dangote Cement, because of the buyback scheme and all those stuff, it has moved the stock from around 160 to almost 250 before it slowed down.
That's hearing me. You see, this attitude is a general attitude with all these our young people. I'm saying hello. They are hearing me and they keep quiet.
And also,
when I left, then it started running.
Ambrose, mute everybody. Ambrose, please mute everybody.
Hello, can you hear me now? Yeah.
Yes, we are hearing you.
Yeah. Then we expect that.
But you were answered now. I was shouting hello. Nobody was answering.
And we're expecting that. This is the time it is time for WAPCO to do its own rally, because Dangote Cement has rallied, and Boa has rallied. And if you look at the numbers of these companies, WAPCO has more valid number in terms of impressive earnings. If you compare their prices and their yields and the expected dividend payout from all this company, I say that if you are in stock like WAPCO, you need to hold on with word until end of any season. If you are in Boa, I would suggest that no dividend they're going to pay in Boa that will be committed that the yield will be high. Even that of Dangote paid a 16 naira last year. If they repeat that 16 naira, even at 2 naira 44 kobo, I just saw a bit 2 naira, it will still be also, for me, it's a far cry for what WAPCO will give you. If WAPCO are paid 1 naira last year and with their earning per share of 1 naira 75 kobo, they are paying just only 1 naira 50 kobo. WAPCO will hit 30 naira 32 naira. That is why you need to hold to source stock for now. You need to hold to that stock. That is why in that industry, I would prefer you to take more position in WAPCO that have not rallied, because for those that have rallied, they won't go more, because if you're looking for yield, they won't give you that yield you're expecting. And because those that have entered them, and most of them are from, I call them, the shareholding structure and the people in the company, like that, the directors, that the price within it, not the price of those that are looking for yield. I will tell you that PFA will not be buying Boa at 80 naira for dividends of 2 naira. No, for dividend of 2 naira. Then all those stocks that are at higher price, you need to also be mindful of them. Look down to those that are priced are cheap and they have value. Then WAPCO for me is attractive at this price. You can go there and then sleep.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. For the two stocks that I want to give before we'll draw the curtain, because it's almost after 1. I'll say it again. If you look at the movement of Access Bank, look at the movement of Access Bank before it came down recently. It touched as high as 12 naira around January 2020, around 12 naira 05. But the price it closed on Friday, 9 naira 5 kobo, was the least price it touched that day that it touched 12 naira. That means if that is maintained with the price of Access Bank as we speak now, this bank, Access Bank, is not because their payout is attractive, but because the company know how to manage their share price. Go and check it already. They know how to move their price. Not that either it's official or not official, but they love their price, because if you see an Access staff, marketing you about their account opening, it will tell you about their shares, everything, how they are performing. It's part of what they use to do marketing. For that, they always want their price to follow those leaders in the market. Now that GTB is selling around 33 naira, GTB back around 25 something. Access would like its price to get to 14, 15 naira. So something like they are getting closer to those leaders in the industry. And also, don't forget that in the last third quarter result, 9 months result, Access, it has started leading industry in terms of what turnover, in terms of gross earnings. That means the bank, merger here and there, has started what reflecting on their, large market they are reaching. But their bottom line was still small. But the first in the history of Access to cross 100 billion profit. That is that they are going somewhere. For me, I think that Access will likely move faster than UBA in terms of appreciation between now and that of end of March. For me, Access is one of the stocks I recommend this afternoon. If you are not there, you can do with Access, and also WAPCO. Two stocks should be in your portfolio.
I think so.
Access and WAPCO should be in your portfolio as to speak. But for those penny stocks that one of our participants have asked, if you are looking for penny stock, the one I can really give you, because I know that the likely pay dividend is only livestock, and I want you to wait until they pull back to around 60 kobo, 160 or 155 to jump in. But for that of what's it called? Japan Gold and STN Cocoa, yes, it might come up, but because we have not officially seen the people that are buying and who is acquiring, it will be oscillating. And you know that the movement is not because of fundamentals, it's not because of market sentiment. If you can take the opportunity to buy low and sell quickly, fine. But I can't recommend that stock for you now on this platform, because we deal with stock that I think that fundamentally they are okay. In terms of technical, they are okay. You can treat them technically, but you need to be very careful, because when you're technically, you can buy any stock, so fight can go up, you sell and come out. But when there's a change in policy, such stock will hook you, because people want to dump them to go for where there is what the possibility of dividend. That's why at this point, if you are playing that stock, you have to be very careful or use small funds to play them for now. Hello.
Yeah, thank you very much, Ambrose.
Yeah. On this
Please,
note,
one final question.
Okay. Let me take a word to the recording here. Okay.
CI Leasing, we got information that this transport company has converted their loan to share
equity.
capital.
Yes, to equity.
Yeah, that's the Peace Mass Transit.
Yes.
And it's quite a huge amount of money.
Yes.
Running to like $10 million. So if all of that goes into equity, where they are looking at 957 million units in CI Leasing, it means the share price will be diluted. Since that announcement, CI Leasing have slowed down. CI Leasing is selling at a bid. So what do you think of
570? Yeah.
570, but we are buying at 513. So what do you think of CI Leasing, please?
Yeah, like this question, as I think people on the platform of Investor, Group 11 have asked that question, and I told them on that platform that yes, like what you just said, yeah, the Peace Mass, that's what is coming to who about 53% of CNI leasing, and they are not coming with experts, because they understand the leasing business. They are coming because they are borrowed them. They want to convert to become shareholder. That's why I don't see impacting the company performance as we speak now. But the good thing is that it has changed the shareholding structure of the company. That means that company now is among those that say that there's an individual or a company that holds about 53% to them. That means other shares will not be available as before. Because if they are holding such unit to the company to them and they are not selling, it will also help to support the price of the stock. Yes, they are not bringing expertise, but the shareholding structure changing is a plus for them. As we speak now, yes, the price, the stock have been, the share issues have enlarged, but remember that this stock done share reconstruction around 9 naira, and it came down as low as around 4 naira before the bouncing back to where it's going now. If their performance can look up with the way the economy is going, I think many businesses will be going for leasing or some companies, and that arm of business come up. And also, don't forget that they are into also logistics. If that is done and we start seeing improved number in analyzing, for me, it's a good stock to hold. If you are there, you can hold and watch. But if you want to enter, you might wait, because let's see where they are going. But this is stock that also that dividend December year-end account. Let's see, their numbers are not looking bad. You can see that better thing might come out from analysis. If you are there, you can still hold and watch, because the change in holding structure is a plus for the company. Yeah. On this note, we'll call it a day, because it's already after 1. I say God bless you all. And also, I will also announce that sorry for that. By next week, I won't be in Lagos. And last time I was not in Lagos, the network was so bad. I tried to do that from from Ijebode. That day was struggle. People waited for us to come on online.
I have to run back. Lady was inside the car. It's possible she didn't know that.
I will not be available for next Saturday. Then the upper ones can see. Please, you have to bear with us. Please, you have to bear with us. Start to let you know. We might not hold the meeting for next Saturday because I'm not involved. If my colleague said we have enough internet there, that is enough, we can do it from there. But I'm not in Lagos. I don't want us to be having a network issue while I'm in the Delta State. Please, you have to bear with us. We might not do the question and answer next Saturday, but the upper one will come back and then look at the market together again. Thank you very much, and God bless you all, sir.
Happy New Year, Mr. Ambrose. Sorry, I'm not.
Yeah, same to you. Same to you.
Where in Delta State are you going?
I'm going to Abo.
Oh, very close to me.
What are the stocks
I'm actually in Nasaba.
Okay.
I'm actually in Nasaba.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
For the week, WAPCO.
WAPCO and Access Bank. Yeah.
And ABN, yes.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Welcome to
For our
2021.
friends that have DDR, they pay DDR dividend.
Okay. Thank you for that. It's in the house already. I've seen him. It's in the house. Yes, thank you. It's in the house. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
And USC also has credited us with the
rates. Yes.
Happy New Year, Mr. Ambrose. Thank you.
Yeah, same to you, ma. Same to you, ma.
Thank you so much. God
thank you
bless
very much.
Thank you too.
Thank you. Thank you.
Ambrose, thank you very much, and God bless you.
Thank you, sir.
Bye.
Sir. Yeah, yes,
Thank you so much. We appreciate.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank
What
you.
about Dangote Sugar?
Thank you very much, Ambrose. We are grateful.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Hold it. Hold on.
Somebody acquired 10 million shares on Friday. Are we expecting to go up around 20 naira?
Which one?
Dangote Sugar. Somebody, just a single person, acquired 10 million shares yesterday. Are we expecting to go 20 naira?
Let's watch. I'll look at it. I've not seen it. I'll look at it. Let's watch. I'll look at it. I've not seen that transaction. I'll look at it first.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Ambrose, sorry, I just came a little bit late on this livestock. We expect livestock to still appreciate more than the 170.
Yes, now I said we are looking at 2 naira.
Oh, for livestock, okay.
Yes, sir.
So we can still hold on a little bit.
Yes, we are there already. But those that want to buy, let it pull back to around 160, 155. They can get up. Not at least 170. Was going to touch that. Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
That's great.
Thank you all. God bless you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Ambrose, I will call you later.
Okay, sir.
Thank you.
The man that want to subscribe for Signal, you can call me also. For Signal,
I will call you very soon.
Okay, sir.
I will call you very soon.
Ambrose.
Sir.
We talked about those big insurance companies.
Okay.
There are some second-tier insurance that are coming up.
Okay.
So I can see mutual benefit. I can see linkage assurance. I can see Watt Peak. And I think these 3 or so.
Okay.
Lasaku.
Lasaku, okay. What I will do let's leave it for
emergency.
Let's leave it for
very well.
Let's look for next week, the upper week discussion. I will look at them and we'll know what to do with them. Because most of them is just because of their capitalization, they are just moving up. Let's see their business that will support their price going forward. Like you just mentioned, I see Watt Peak as a good one. Watt Peak, I've studied that one to a level, but let's leave it for the upper week by God's grace. Thank you very much. Yeah, thanks. Yeah.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Bye, Ambrose.
Yeah, cheers.